Hello, my name is Luke Getting, and today's Prezi tutorial is about the Prezi CSS Editor. So, a lot of PowerPoint users struggle with Prezi because they don't have the customization levels for colors and for shapes and objects and text. So, the way you change colors, going kind of the standard route, is you hit the Customize bar here, and then you click on Advanced. So the wizard will allow you to do some simple things like changing backgrounds based on these predefined colors here. You can choose some colors associated with specific fonts that you're using within the Prezi, and you can change the frame and the arrow colors. But really, this only allows you one option, and so that can be kind of frustrating. So for example, I'm going to insert a shape right now. So you can see my style. When I click on style, I've got 5 predefined options here. And although I can change it in the wizard, that really only changes one option. So it's a little bit confusing, and especially if you need to, I'm going to make some copies here. You need to match a very specific color palette based on your company's logo or some type of graphics that you're working with. So, how do we make sure that we can get the exact colors we're looking for? Well, that happens through the CSS Editor. Alright, so I made a couple copies here. Let me get rid of this. So, here's my scenario. I'm going to insert a logo. Okay, so this is a logo of a company that I occasionally collaborate with, Grace 5 marketing consulting company. So you can see they have very specific colors in their logo, and if I were designing a Prezi for them, I would want to make sure those colors, I'm matching those, and not doing sort of an inexact option here with a green or some type of color close to it. I want it to be exact. So how do I do that? So I open up the editor, and the way I do that is go to Customize, Advanced, and then at the bottom here you see a link that says Use the Prezi CSS Editor, and this is under the Advanced tab here. So I click on that. So now I have the CSS Editor, and it looks a little intimidating, but don't worry, we'll work right through it. So you can resize it like that, you can move it anywhere you want on the screen. One important thing is that while you're making edits in this editor, make sure you don't have a text dialog open in Prezi like you're seeing here, because if you do that, anything you type into the editor, it won't work. It'll type onto the Prezi instead. So make sure I don't have any text screen open. Alright, so I'm going to go to my scenario here. Again, I want to match that Grace 5 logo. So to do that, let's say I want to make all these squares have an option. So I'm going to click on the square again, I'm looking at style, and you can see that this is box number 4, and it's got that greenish color. So I usually try to match at least the theme of what I am already working with. Seems to be a little bit easier. So let's say I want this green to match this 5, the color there. So first I'm going to scroll down on the editor. You'll see there's some options for changing the frames, and now here I have the lines. And then now I'm getting to my shapes. So the shapes actually define the colors for both the circle and the square. And so my style 4 is currently this green. Now I again want to make it the Grace 5 logo. Well, what I need to do is I need to get the hex code for that color and insert it into the Prezi CSS Editor. Now there's a few ways to do this, but what I find the simplest is to open up that logo in a photo editing application. So I'm going to open it up in paint.net, and you can also do this with Photoshop. And so I'm going to take that little eyedropper icon that's common to a lot of programs, and I'm going to put it on the text that I want to match that color to. And now you can see it'll actually show me the values for that color, the RGB, but for now I want to grab the hex. So I'm going to hold that and I'm going to copy it. Now I'm going to go back to my Prezi. And for style 4, which is currently the green, I am going to insert it into gradient end color and gradient start color. So I'm going to backspace and paste in that new one. And then I'm going to hit apply. And now you'll see all the items that I've put in as that style have changed the color to match that Grace 5, the color in 5. Now let's say I want a few of these to be a different style, so I'm going to make these the blue for now. Let's say I want these blue ones to match the Grace, the green color in Grace. I'm going to go back to my photo editing application. I'm going to grab that color, copy over that hex, and now again this is style 3, and these are just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so I've got 3 now. So I'm going to insert this color in 3 just by deleting the current one and applying the new one. Alright, great. So now you'll see I'm much more closely matching the color scheme. Well, not closely, I'm exactly matching the color scheme. So that's a really nice capability. It gives me a very consistent look. I do the exact same thing with lines and arrows. So right now I've got a few arrows, and again these arrows have a different color scheme. And same with the lines right now. But it matches that same type of format. So I do the same thing. So I go scroll back up on the CSS editor, and I go to right above that, following a similar structure. We get the line and arrow styles. So with my blue, I've got 3. Right now I'm the third selection with the line. So again, back to this. Grab my hex, Control copy, Control C to copy. Line arrow style 3, I'm going to put in the color. And I'm going to define it for all 3. I don't really want to do any gradients right now, although you can if you'd like. I hit apply, and now both of these change. But again, I want to change the second one to match my 5 again. So there I changed this to the 4th option. Go back to my photo editing application. I'm going to do the eyedropper again on 5. Control copy. Line style 4, and follow the exact same procedure as we've been doing. I missed one there. Okay, hit apply. Alright, great. So again, now I've changed my color palette to match exactly the logo and the styling for this client. And I can change all of these, of course. I've got 5 different options there, so I do have a ton of flexibility on this. Now you can go through the CSS editor, and there are some other options to change text and to change some of the brackets. So there are other options there, but I find the most commonly used ones are simply getting this color scheme to match up like you're seeing here. So that's very important. Alright, so those are some of the basics of using the Prezi CSS editor. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful and can help you match the color schemes of your desired presentation. This is, again, Luke Getting with Puffingston, and feel free to check out our other tutorials at puffingston.com. Thank you.